Hello, hello, grammarians. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you're looking forward to the weekend. I first of all want to apologize. I'm sorry about the mix-up yesterday. I did say 10 o'clock and then 10 o'clock just didn't happen. And so I do appreciate your patience, and I will make sure that if I'm not positive I can get it out at a certain time, to not tell you that I'll get it out at that time. So again, distance learning, I'm learning too, just like you guys are. So thank you for your understanding. Okay, so last night's homework was to do exercise 3, and you have the answer key for that. It's also going to be posted in the notes for today. And so please use that. I really hope you are spending time each day taking that resource and actually going over your work and understanding what you missed, and then going back and trying to figure it out on your own. That's the most important part of grammar, and what we're missing is that time in class where we discuss and pay attention to our mistakes, because mistakes that is one of the best way, that is the way to learn grammar, is to try it, make a mistake, and then learn from it. You're not going to get the first time. So really, really hope that you are spending time and doing that intentionally, because that's like one of the best ways you learn. And remember, grammar in 6th grade isn't important just for grammar in 6th grade. Grammar in 6th grade is so that you can do grammar in 7th grade. And I really don't want you to go into 7th grade totally lost. And so I want us to keep making sure we're getting on this. Starting next week, we are going to start this idea of like a full diagram, meaning more than just the prepositional phrases. We're going to have more of the actual sentence. And so we're going to actually, for some of those notes and some of those meetings that we're doing together, you're going to actually see me creating those diagrams. So we'll have a little bit more in our video than just me telling you what you have to do that night. But so the test is today. Remember, the test is open note, like everything is in grammar, and you can use all of your previous exercises, not just the ones in this chapter or unit, but the 2 units beforehand. So use all of your resources that you can. I included a picture that I took on my phone from one of the posters in our class that has, it's a list of common prepositions, meaning you have the mouse goes blank the box or boxes, but then there's also this handy dandy little nifty list that are the ones that you're going to see the most. And so I included a picture of that. I don't think it's a terrible idea to maybe take out a note card and put that on that note card, or maybe take a whole page out of your notes and write it in big letters so that it's really obvious and really easy, and you can have it out next to you all the time, because prepositions don't go away. And you're really, really, really going to want to know them. And in a couple of units, you're going to understand why I say that. So I'm including the point totals for every single sentence, as well as the different parts of the test in the notes that are going to go with this video. I'm also going to say them out loud. Actually, I don't think I need to say them out loud. They're going to be in, you can look at them. So I'll try to keep this video a little bit short. So the point totals for each of them are included on the assignment sheet. But you know what? I will share my screen to show you that really quick. So we're doing, where are you? Hold on. I'm sorry. Taking a moment here to go there. So for your homework, for your test today, the reason I want to show you what I'm taking a second to do is there are now going to be 3 parts of every single assignment and test. There we go. It took me a little bit. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. There's going to be 3 parts. And so part 1 is always going to be that labeling. Here it is. Part 1 is always going to be that labeling. And that's usually going to be the majority of your points. So here are the point totals for all of those questions, 1 through 10. A quick note on points, the parentheses in prepositional phrases from now and forever, them together as a unit are 1 point. So if you have one parenthesis in the correct spot, but the other one is either absent or is somewhere it shouldn't be, you just missed the point for that, because the parentheses function as a unit. So you can't just like have a half point. They are 1. They just happen to be separated, but they exist as 1 point. Okay, so you have to have both parentheses in the correct spot for credit for that. There's 3 parts. I'm going back to that now. So here are the points for that, and we are going to start breaking down those into chunks so that you can kind of see also where you are missing the most of your points. So maybe you do super well in all the other 2 parts, but your labeling you're really struggling with, or maybe you're doing really awesome on your labeling, you're doing really awesome on part 2, your definitions. But then when you get to jobs, you are missing a lot of points. And so that is also helpful for you to know what part or what skill you're struggling with, because labeling and definitions and jobs are different skills. So we're going to be chunking those so that you can see where you're missing your points. So definitions, those should be exactly from the text, meaning they should be exactly what is written down. They give you them word for word. So when I ask you what the definition of an antecedent is, you don't need to try to figure it out. You can just use your notes. You can just copy it from the book. We just do that to help get it in our brain. The last part is jobs. Now, jobs are the role that word is playing in a sentence. So it's not just its part of speech, it's what job it's doing. We have 2 jobs right now: modifier, describing word, like an article or an adjective. And we also have that fun one, object of the preposition, the noun at the end of a prepositional phrase. And because jobs are so important, jobs are 5 points for each of them. So there are 10 jobs on this test. Each of them is 5 points. That's 50 points right there. And so they're worth 5 points because they are the most important part of grammar. And as we move forward in our diagramming, you're going to start to see why I say that. That means that the total number of points possible for this test is 196. Don't get overwhelmed. It's okay. That's the biggest reason why we switch things to a percentage, because what does 187 or 172 out of 196 mean to you? Your brain can't compute that. Mine can't either. And so that's why we always want to transfer it to a percentage. And then no test or assignment is worth more than another one, just so you know. So you have the rest of the day today. You actually technically have the whole weekend, because you're not going to be getting the answer key until Monday to do this. But I do have a few notes. One, there is a 2-word preposition on this test. And if you don't know where you can find the 2-word prepositions to help you with what that is, go to your notes. On the back page, you see your prepositional phrases notes? On the back page of this, right here, it talks about 2-word prepositions. There is a list of 2-word prepositions in there, meaning it literally says, note, a few prepositions consist of more than 1 word. They are, and it lists them. I'm going to say them. Because of, on account of, in spite of, according to, instead of, contrary to, and out of. So when you see those 2 words together, that is a preposition. And so you are going to label it as such, which is a preposition or a double P with wings. That means that 2-word preposition counts as 1 point. And there is 1 of them on the test. Okay? Second note I have for you. I wrote them down to prepare. For number 4 in the definitions. You aren't gonna, if you haven't looked at the test yet, you're not gonna know what I mean right now, but number 4 in the definitions, it's telling you to put a check mark either next to the word can or next to the word cannot. So that's you like choosing which word. You could circle can or you can circle cannot if you'd rather, but there's a little like spot that almost looks like it's a broken like O or a broken circle. There's an opening at the top, opening at the bottom. And you need to just put a check mark in that next to the word can or next to the word can't, depending on which one answers the question properly. And you only have 3 diagrams to do. I'm sorry I didn't mention that in the video yesterday. Exercise 3, you will always do all of the odds, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And then on the tests, you're going to have 2 to 3 diagrams to complete. But some of them, like number 9, for example, has more than one prepositional phrase that you have to diagram. But you don't need to draw it out. You just need to fill in the words. Yeah. So your homework tonight over the weekend is the test, which you will correct on Monday. And then Tuesday, because I was just at school yesterday with all of your 6th grade teachers. We filmed their video that you're going to see next week. We were preparing our work for this coming week, and we get to start the bigger picture stuff next week. I'm pretty excited. We're going to start talking about subject and verb in general. So, yeah, test. Point totals are on the screen right there. There are 3 parts that we're going to start paying attention to. Part 1 is labeling, part 2, definitions, part 3, jobs. Jobs are worth 5 points each. Oh, and my last note I forgot to mention, that diagrams are graded and calculated separately. So whenever I'm giving you point totals, that's not connected to the diagrams. Diagrams we grade a little bit differently. Okay. As always, if you have any questions, please send me a message. And I said this in language arts, but I'm going to say it again here. If you have questions, please ask a specific question. If you just say, I don't get it, I don't know how to help. I don't know what you don't get. And I think it's a new way for us to learn how to communicate and ask for help when we don't get to be face to face, and you can't just point, or I can't, when I'm face to face with you, I can get a better understanding of what you're missing, but we only had grammar together for a week. So I don't know, I can't tell because I don't see your face what parts you're not understanding or what things are messing you up. So please don't hesitate to ask for help. Please don't hesitate to ask for help publicly, like on our Google Classroom. You could do it on the stream or you could do it on the assignment, because I guarantee other students are going to have the same questions as you. And some kids can answer something that more quickly than I can sometimes. Please don't just ask them to tell you the answer though. Ask them, how do they figure it out? Or I'm getting confused on this. What's another way to look at it? So yeah. All right. You have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm excited to say this is coming out to you at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, so that you won't have to be waiting. And yeah, I will talk to you online, and I hope you, again, have a great weekend and good luck on the test. Use your notes, use your resources. You can do it. Okay? Have a good night, guys, or have a good day, guys. Bye.